Written with me, Radhika Iyer.
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to Watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's happening? How?
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, only on NDTV 24/7.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area.
North Ukraine. In France, in Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
Hello and welcome to this Monday edition of India Global with me, Arjun Samar Mahendran. Viewers, we begin in Washington this Monday. That's where India's ambassador Vinay Mohan Kwatra, he's launched a massive diplomatic pushback against US lawmakers, as you see right next to me on this big wall. He's issued a detailed reality check. He's dismantled misinformation surrounding the proposed FCRA amendments, asserting that New Delhi rules uniformly protect transparency without targeting any specific faith. Meanwhile, massive migration uncertainty also looms for foreign professionals in the US. The Trump administration, where it's reviewing a proposal to completely eliminate the crucial 60-day H-1B grace period. Now, if finalized, laid-off professionals would instantly lose their legal status, forcing an immediate departure from the US. Meanwhile, we now turn to other key headlines we're tracking for you this Monday. New Delhi and Dhaka fast-track a positive diplomatic reset as India's envoy meets Bangladeshi Prime Minister Tariq Rahman to defuse the Hasina event trial.
Not today, racist. Not today. Not today, racist. Not today. Not today, racist. Not today.
Sharp community backlash in Australia after far-right pandals defacing public art explicitly targeted the Indian diaspora, triggering a swift federal crackdown on anti-India hate. And Meta smart glasses face global backlash over severe privacy breaches. We tell you all you need to know in the show ahead. Well, our top focus story this Monday, it focuses on a fierce diplomatic showdown between New Delhi and, well, Washington. Now, this comes following US Congressman Riley Moore's misinformed claims regarding India's proposed FCRA Amendment Bill 2026. Stripping away the political rhetoric, India's ambassador to the US, Ambassador Vinay Kwatra, he's released a definitive myth versus reality check. US Republican lawmaker Riley Moore claimed that India's new FCRA bill is an attack on religious minorities. While India's top diplomat in Washington quickly dismantled that very narrative. You see, the ambassador exposed the deep irony of American lawmakers lecturing New Delhi on national security laws. Given Washington's own aggressive tracking of foreign funding, let's separate facts from fiction, truths from myth, and let's take a look at the facts. First and foremost, the first myth, well, it claims that India is creating a completely new law to choke off civil society aid. Well, the reality is that the foreign funding regulation It's been an active national security feature in India ever since the 1976. The updated frameworks in 2010, 2016 and 2020 simply lead to clearer rules. The bill does not block lawful foreign donations for education, health or even disaster relief. Next up, critics like Moore also claim that the FCRA has crippled non-profit operations. Right here, rules cripple all NGO operations in India. That's the claim. However, hard economic data directly exposes this lie. You see, foreign financial inflows into India have actually risen significantly, hitting $2.67 billion in 24-25. Out of over 3 million NGOs in India, a bare fraction, just over 14,000, even fall under the FCRA rules. Third, you see, critics also allege that this bill allows arbitrary seizure of charity assets, schools and even hospitals. Quatra clarified that assets vesting during license cancellations has been standard law since 2010. That's nothing new. The 2026 update, what it does is it adds a designated authority to safely manage those assets and explicitly guarantees that if an NGO restores its registration, all the assets and unused funds are returned in full and not half. Next up, you see, Moore's most inflammatory claim alleges that a government takeover of places of worship. But in reality, viewers, the law applies uniformly across all faiths. It does not single out any one faith. The 2026 updates, they carry built-in statutory protections. If a cancelled association has created a place of worship, then that property is handed over to another registered body of the exact same faith. This is done to ensure uninterrupted worship. And finally, the claim that India, well, is a global outlier, it's just absolute fiction. You see, the US has weaponized its own FARA, or the FARA law, since 1938 and the FATCA since 2010 to police foreign money. Countries including Australia, Canada and even the UK, they've passed identical modern laws. Now, ultimately, Ambassador Quatra's direct pushback sends a clear signal from New Delhi. While political voices in Washington, well, they try to frame transparency as an overreach, Delhi is standing firm on its sovereign right. You see, India is guarding its own borders and public spaces against unaccountable foreign funding, as is the duty to do so. Now, we stay with the US, where a major immigration shakeup, viewers, it's now brewing right in Washington. And it's one that could completely change the timeline for hundreds of thousands of foreign professionals living across the US. What am I talking about? Well, the Department of Homeland Security, it's pushing a brand new proposal that in fact targets the employment safety net for high-skilled guest workers, the H-1B workers. You see, for nearly a decade, temporary workers who lost their jobs had a crucial 60-day buffer period to figure out their next steps. Now, a new administrative policy, it aims to wipe that very buffer out entirely, leaving laid-off professionals with, well, virtually zero time to recover. Let's unpack exactly what is on the table, where the rule stands today, and how exactly it could disrupt families across the country. Take a look.
For high-skilled foreign professionals, the American dream has long come with a ticking clock. However, a new government proposal could stop that clock completely. Under a policy established in 2017, temporary visa holders who face a sudden layoff are protected by a critical safety net. The current rule grants professionals a specific timeline to remain legally in the US after employment ends. It gives individuals the essential breathing room required to interview and find a new company willing to sponsor them. It permits workers to file paperwork to legally switch to alternate non-immigrant classifications from within the country. Crucially, it shields individuals from immediate status violations while they actively figure out their next steps. But that safety net is now on the chopping block, as the Department of Homeland Security wants to eliminate the window entirely to tighten the H-1B program. If the proposal is finalized, the consequences for workers will be immediate and severe. The very day a job ends, a worker's lawful permission to live in the US would have vanished. There would be no window available to secure a new sponsor before a status violation triggers. Displaced workers would have to pack up and exit the country unless granted a rare exception. Families are at equal risk because dependent H-4 visa status is tied completely to the primary worker. For the highly visible Indian tech community, which historically receives over 70% of approved H-1B petitions, the stakes are incredibly high. However, immigration experts emphasize the panic is premature before the ruling has a long regulatory ladder to climb. The existing 60-day grace period is fully operational and valid for workers right now. The draft is currently undergoing prelim regulatory scrutiny at the Office of Management and Budget. Once cleared, the public will receive a designated window to submit official feedback and objections. No changes can legally take effect until the government reviews all feedback and issues a final regulation. For now, the clock is still ticking for anyone navigating a layoff, but tech workers are being urged to prepare backup legal strategies just in case. Bureau Report, NDTV World.
Shifting our focus homewards, you see a high-stakes diplomatic reset between New Delhi and Dhaka is moving forward directly with positive momentum. Why am I saying though? Because earlier on Monday, that's this morning, Indian High Commissioner Dinesh Trivedi held his first structured meeting with Bangladesh's new Prime Minister Tariq Rahman in capital Dhaka to confidently diffuse a recent political row. This follows immediate clarifications after exiled former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She held a virtual press conference here in New Delhi criticizing the current Bangladeshi administration. While Bangladesh initially reacted strongly to the event, New Delhi quickly cleared the air, officially confirming it had no role in the private media event and does not endorse Hasina's remarks. High Commissioner Trivedi, meanwhile, expressed full confidence in the bilateral relationship, highlighting that active dialogue between the two leaders is successfully sorting out problems with a completely positive outlook. Listen in.
People of India, Prime Minister of India, is looking forward, and we are positive that দুটো লিডার সাথে বসলে আলোচনা হলে ডেমোক্রেসিতে ইস্যুস থাকবে, ইস্যু না থাকলে এটা ডেমোক্রেসি না। ঠিক আছে, আমাদের ইস্যু হবে, বাংলাদেশের ইস্যু হবে, কিন্তু মানুষের ইস্যু একটাই যে ভালো সম্পর্ক, আর ভালো সম্পর্ক হলে ইট বি উইন-উইন সিচুয়েশন।
Well, now adding to the local context, a separate border incident occurred where an Indian tea farmer was kidnapped from West Bengal by Bangladeshi nationals. He's currently in BGB custody in retaliation for India arresting a Bangladeshi trespasser or an intruder, with the BSF already working through regular contact to secure his immediate release. Well, shifting our focus, viewers, you see a wave of anti-India hostilities forcing a direct confrontation over race and identity in Australia, the land down under. You see, in Brisbane, far-right vandals targeted the local Indian community by defacing public artwork near the Norman Park station. Local residents and a federal lawmaker, they stepped in to personally tear down the xenophobic labels. This is not an isolated incident, mind you. It comes on the heels of a major investigation exposing severe coordinated racial abuse against Indian origin truckers on the country's own highways. We take a look at the growing friction on the ground and the federal response coming in across the land down under.
A targeted act of anti-India vandalism has sparked sharp community backlash in Brisbane. Vandals targeted a public art display, pasting adhesive labels over the word Aussie to explicitly exclude Indian migrants from the national identity. The Brisbane Vandals belong to a far-right nationalist network led by online agitator Andre Mamet and Melbourne stockbroker Mitch Hobbs, who filmed themselves defacing multicultural artwork to fuel anti-immigration and anti-India sentiment. The physical response was immediate. Federal Member of Parliament Rene Coffey joined local residents on the platform to scrape the xenophobic labels away. Coffey confirmed a zero-tolerance policy for anti-Indian hate in her electorate. Widespread local condemnation.
Not today, racist. Not today.
The original artwork features historic non-white pioneers, including early Indian settlers who faced the white Australian policy. By defacing them, the vandals explicitly targeted the deep roots of Indian diaspora, a move that backfired as the community united to erase it. This local incident aligns with broader safety risks documented across Australia's transport sectors. A local investigation recently exposed an ongoing pattern of abuse. Indian origin long-haul truck drivers produced records of persistent racial slurs and explicit death threats broadcast over open CB radio channels. Speaking to NDTV, Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke directly linked the ground-level abuse to divisive political rhetoric from right-wing parties.
What governments say and what political leaders say sets standards that affects how the community reacts. There have been some politicians who have made some horrific comments about the Indian community, and every time that happens, we just need to absolutely stand firm in solidarity with each other. We have never been a monocultural country. Australia, like India, has always been multicultural.
In response, the federal government is deploying funded migrant protection hubs across all capital cities and altering visa regulations to safeguard drivers who report exploitation. The Indian diaspora is one of Australia's fastest growing demographics, forming a critical backbone of the national supply chain. As safety concerns escalate from suburban transit hubs to interstate freight routes, federal authorities are facing increased pressure to protect these communities. Bureau Report, NDTV World.
Well, with that, it's time we slip into a short break. Much more lined up on the other side, including why Meta's AI smart glasses are in the middle of a firestorm globally. We'll be right back.
Our first year as a family flew by. And now, I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays to come. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote for family life insurance.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
That's great.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions, all done over the phone for instant peace of mind and protection for your family.
That's easier than I thought. One less thing to worry about.
And we know family life doesn't wait. So as part of our Smart Family Guarantee, your loved ones are protected from day one. And for even more family protection, you can add cover for your children or critical illness. And 10% cash back on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0808 141 5855 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
It was so painful to watch.
I sat there and I held her hand. She just went. Though people don't like to talk about it, but we're getting older, it has to be done.
Yeah, you got to have that conversation about wills.
Start to think about, well, what would I do? Where would I want to leave things?
Give more end-of-life care. Search Marie Curie Will Talk to get your free will guide.
Now I'm retired, I can spend more time with my grandson. I'm proud of him and want to help any way I can. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK.
Well, that's good to know.
UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money can help with my funeral costs or even be used as a gift. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
Thanks, Mum, for everything.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 158 552 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
With Select Specs £6 specs, there's so much to see. So much style, so much choice, so much value. And so much convenience with next day delivery and our famous See Now, Pay Later offers. Complete prescription glasses from just £6 a pair at selectspecs.com/£6. You don't get that on the high street. selectspecs.com/£6.
Welcome back, viewers. You see, Meta's AI smart glasses have one of the hand-signaled a major technological development. And on the other hand, they've also raised concerns about privacy and data collection, putting women and children especially at risk. Well, what are the concerns being raised, and can this innovation really be treated as progress? Or is it one that infringes into your privacy or family's privacy and, well, causes you harm? We bring you more in this report.
Imagine being watched 24/7 without even being aware of it. This is the world we live in today. With cameras covering all walks of public and some parts of the private life, most of us are under surveillance at all times. This surveillance has once again come under scrutiny after the recent popularization of Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses. With more than 7 million pairs reportedly sold in 2025, Meta's Ray-Ban smart glasses are fast becoming one of the world's most popular gadgets. This is now raising newfound concerns. Supporters say that it is transforming photography and accessibility and providing an immersive experience, while critics raise concerns about non-consensual filming, privacy, especially for women and children, and data collection and security concerns. Many are in fact now pointing to the larger problem with glasses and any other similar device, which is about AI-powered wearables collecting ever more personal data with too little scrutiny or regulation. Concerns are also being raised about whether the data ends up and who gets the pictures at the end and what they are doing with them. These concerns were reignited after Meta terminated its major contract with Nairobi-based outsourcing firm Sama, forcing the company to lay off 1,000 Kenyan workers. The cancellation followed media reports that Sama employees had accessed private, highly intimate or unintended user recordings from Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. With such rising concerns, many countries are now taking actions to regulate the use of these glasses. The United Kingdom's data watchdog, the Information Commissioner's Office, wrote to Meta following the concerning report of Kenyan outsourced workers viewing sensitive content filmed by the Meta glasses. France's National Commission on Informatics and Liberty has also raised concerns about the significant risk and potential privacy impact of smart glasses. Germany has called for restrictions on Meta's glasses, warning that smart glasses are disguised cameras. In Netherlands, digital rights advocates have raised concerns and called for Meta's AI glasses to be banned. Italy has asked Meta to clarify how it complied with local privacy laws. Ireland's Data Protection Commission has questioned the sufficiency of small recording light on the glasses in alerting people. The United States Air Force has prohibited personnel from wearing Meta AI glasses while in uniform because of operational security concerns. At home here in India, Meta glasses on one hand have been reportedly confiscated at temples, while on other been used by police personnel during protest. Though no official central regulation is in place, the Indian state of Maharashtra has announced an expert panel to develop standard operating procedures for AI glasses. Now, as calls for greater scrutiny of Meta's AI glasses grow, a larger question is emerging. How far can innovation go before it begins to erode privacy? And should every technological possibility be treated as progress? Bureau Report, NDTV World.
Well, three names, one fierce reputation, and viewers, a Pakistani opponent. A boxer, to be precise, left shaking in his very boots. Yes, we leave you with the incredible story of Indian heavyweight boxer Narendra Barwal, his coach Narendra Rana, and well, how a name shared with Prime Minister Narendra Modi delivered a psychological knockout. News and updates continue on the other side.
इतने आंसू टपक रहे थे, मुझे लगता है कि आंसू के हर बूंद से जैसे गोल्ड मेडल टपक रहा है।
2015 गोल्ड मिलिट्री गेम थे और मेरी पाकिस्तान के साथ पहली फाइट आ गई थी। वो फाइट तो मैं जीत गया और फिर वो मेरे को बोला कि भाईजान आपका नाम नरेंद्र है, आपके कोच का नाम नरेंद्र है, आपके प्रधानमंत्री का नाम नरेंद्र है, तो मुझे नरेंद्र नाम से नफरत हो गई है।
It feels good knowing that your future's in hand. FLO can offer you a loan from £1,000 to £15,000, whether it's for home improvements, new appliances, a car, or for some of life's big moments. So even if you've had problems with credit before, FLO looks beyond your credit score and always takes a case-by-case approach. Visit evlo.co.uk to get your conditional decision in minutes. FLO, your future in your hands.
Cancer's unfair, but Macmillan's free support line is here for you now. If you're worried about paying the bills or claiming benefits, not sure about your cancer treatment options, finding side effects hard to cope with, or just feeling overwhelmed, our specialist advisors are here for you 7 days a week. So call Macmillan's support line now on 0808 304 2000. Whoever you are, whatever you're going through, we're here.
Bel canto. Beautiful song in Italian. It is also the name of our chiming watch, which resonated across the world. Now, the growing bel canto family reminds us that sometimes hearing is believing. Bel Canto by Christopher Ward. Do your research.
We all know animals have feelings. They depend on kindness, just like you and me. So imagine how they feel when they're beaten, starved, and unloved. Every minute, the RSPCA is called on to save animals in physical agony and mental torment. It's unbearable to see the pain in their eyes. We refuse to give up on them, but to rescue them from a life of fear, we urgently need animal lovers like you to donate today. Please call 0800 121 4260 or text KIND to 84903 to give £2 a month to the RSPCA. Your gift will help fund more life-saving rescues, more emergency treatment, and more gentle rehabilitation. Every month you'll be helping to keep animals free from pain and sadness, so they can find the comfort and joy they deserve. Right now, across the country, thousands are suffering deliberate harm. But together, we can show animals what kindness feels like. Together, we can rescue them. So please, call 0800 121 4260, text KIND to 84903, or visit our website to start your monthly donation today. Thank you.
It was so painful to watch.
I sat there and I held her hand. She just went. Although people don't like to talk about it, but we're getting older, it has to be done.
Yeah, you got to have that conversation about wills.
Start to think about, well, what would I do? Where would I want to leave things?
Give more end-of-life care. Search Marie Curie Will Talk to get your free will guide.
However you choose to say goodbye, we help you own it.
Just because my kids are growing up and have little ones of their own doesn't mean family life slows down. I'm busier than ever. Now that I'm in my 60s, I want to make sure that my family has enough to cover my funeral costs and other expenses when I'm no longer around. That's why I decided to learn more about over 50s life insurance from Cover Today. They're the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period. Unlike other insurers who could make you wait up to 2 years, with Cover Today, you're fully covered from day one, and you're covered for the whole of your life. Plus, unlike other things in life, the price never goes up. Learning more couldn't be simpler. Go online or talk to their friendly UK team in just one phone call. Cover Today are the only over 50s life insurer with no waiting period and no annoying trips to the doctors either.
Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Now I'm with Cover Today, I can get on with something much more interesting.
To get a free life insurance quote, call our friendly UK team on 0800 542 1545 or visit covertoday.co.uk.
It's probably just heartburn again.
It's probably just too much screen time.
It's probably fine. I beat my personal best.
It's probably just me being a bit out of shape.
But what if it isn't? It's time to get some midlife clarity. Fast, affordable services, supported by GPs. Book your scan or health check now at vistahealth.co.uk.
It feels good knowing that your future's in hand. FLO can offer you a loan from £1,000 to £15,000, whether it's for home improvements, new appliances, a car, or for some of life's big moments. So even if you've had problems with credit before, FLO looks beyond your credit score and always takes a case-by-case approach. Visit evlo.co.uk to get your conditional decision in minutes. FLO, your future in your hands.
It was so painful to watch.
I sat there and I held her hand. She just went. Although people don't like to talk about it, but we're getting older, it has to be done.
Yeah, you gotta have that conversation about wills.
Start to think about, well, what would I do? Where would I want to leave things?
Give more end-of-life care. Search Marie Curie Will Talk to get your free will guide.
It feels good knowing that your future's in hand. FLO can offer you a loan from £1,000 to £15,000, whether it's for home improvements, new appliances, a car, or for some of life's big moments. So even if you've had problems with credit before, FLO looks beyond your credit score and always takes a case-by-case approach. Visit evlo.co.uk to get your conditional decision in minutes. FLO, your future in your hands.
Hello and welcome to the World Report with me, Arjun Samar Mahindra. Let's take a look at what's making global headlines this Monday morning. According to a Wall Street Journal report, US President Donald Trump, he may be prepared to abandon the pursuit of a formal nuclear agreement with Iran. This is if Tehran purportedly fully reopens the Strait of Hormuz. According to the report, rather than insisting on a full and final nuclear agreement, Trump's administration could very well accept the restoration of shipping through the key oil choke point as the basis for ending its military campaign in the region. That's not it, and extending the existing ceasefire. Here's a report.
The Iran war may have begun over one thing: Iran's nuclear program. But now, Donald Trump could be willing to walk away from that very objective for control of something far more immediate: the Strait of Hormuz. A stunning report by the Wall Street Journal says Trump may be prepared to abandon the pursuit of a formal nuclear agreement with Tehran if Iran fully reopens the strategic waterway. Instead, Washington could treat the reopening of Hormuz as the basis for extending the ceasefire and potentially ending the war in the region. That would mark a dramatic shift in America's war objective, because when the conflict began in February, the stated focus was Iran's nuclear threat. But today, Hormuz has emerged as Tehran's biggest bargaining chip. Iran has reportedly attached a steep price to reopening the waterway. Billions of dollars in payments, an end to the US naval blockade, the withdrawal of American forces from the region, sanctions relief, and the release of frozen Iranian assets. The pressure on Trump is mounting. The strait remains critical to global energy supplies, and petrol prices in the US are still substantially higher than before the war. With the US midterm elections less than 3 months away, Trump needs an outcome he can sell as victory. However, critical questions remain unanswered. Did Trump go to war to stop Iran from getting the bomb? And if he's walking away from the nuclear deal, what exactly was the war fought for? Bureau Report for NDTV World.
Stay with the region where Iran's semi-official Mehr news agency has released a video appearing to show Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khomeini speaking with several people. Now the footage's location and date remain unclear. Meanwhile, here's a report.
A 12 seconds video. That is all Iran has released to counter mounting speculation around Mojtaba Khomeini. The clip shows him looking calm, composed and apparently unharmed. But there's no date, no location and no explanation of when it was recorded. And that missing timestamp is crucial. The footage cannot establish where Khomeini is today or confirm his current health status. But the visual message is Iran's psychological warfare around Mojtaba. The video comes amid growing questions over his prolonged absence from public view. Those questions intensified after he was reportedly absent from the burial of his father Ali Khamenei. Since then, speculation over his health and whereabouts has only grown. And the timing is also important. Days ago, President Masoud Pezeshkian acknowledged that communication with the Supreme Leader was difficult. At the same time, he portrayed Mojtaba Khomeini's leadership as a source of strength for Iran. Now this brief footage puts Mojtaba back at the center of the narrative.
و خب این کار بسیار وحشیانه‌ای که انجام گرفت. البته تصور نمی‌کردن این جامعه این کشور بتونه ادامه پیدا بکنه. ولی خب ادامه پیدا کرد. رهبر جدید عزیز ما دوباره انتخاب شد. امکان ارتباط با ایشون الان خیلی سخته. ولی به هر حال بودنش نقطه قوت بسیار بالایی است برای ما.
The secrecy surrounding Mojtaba Khomeini has also attracted international attention. According to reports published by The Times, US and Israeli intelligence agencies are trying to determine his whereabouts. The report says that intelligence agencies believe Mojtaba Khomeini has adopted extraordinary security precautions, avoids digital communications, making him difficult to track. The message may be less about answering questions and more about controlling the image. A calm, apparently healthy Mojtaba Khomeini is now the picture Tehran wants seen. But without a date or independent verification, the biggest question remains unanswered. Where is he? When was this filmed? And what is his current location? Bureau Report, NDTV.
Trump's Gaza peace plan has hit a fresh roadblock now, with Benjamin Netanyahu refusing to withdraw troops before Hamas is fully and verifiedly disarmed, in his words. Now that puts the key question back at the very center of the deal. Can the plan move forward if Israel and the US remain divided over its terms? Take a look at this next report.
This was meant to be a roadmap to peace. Instead, Benjamin Netanyahu has drawn a hard red line. He says Israel will not withdraw from Gaza until Hamas is fully and verifiably disarmed.
ישראל שוללת את מסמך 15 הנקודות. שמעתי שאומרים לא אמרתם, אמרנו, אבל הנה אני אומר עוד פעם, ישראל שוללת את מסמך 15 הנקודות. צה"ל לא יבצע נסיגה כלשהי עד פירוק החמאס מנשקו.